Hello and welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I'm your host, and today we're going to talk about ephemera. I'm sorry, I am a little bit stuffed up. I am having allergies or a cold. I'm not sure which, but that's where we're at. So I will try not to sniff too much while I'm talking. I'm also going to try not to say the word I do realize that while I was videoing, I say the word like so many times. You can make a drinking game out of it. But anyways, some people had some questions about the word ephemera and exactly what it meant. So ephemera is paper items such as posters, broadsides, and tickets that were originally meant to be discarded after use but have since become collectibles. This is according to the Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary. So think of things, ephemera technically is things like Woodstock ticket stubs. Star Wars posters that hung in the movie theaters, like the original Star Wars poster that hung in the movie theaters. Think of things like a playbill from the first run of Cats on Broadway. Those are the types of things that they're talking about with ephemera. An old map of a town from 1650. Not really sure if that might not actually. Maybe an old advertisement from, a cobbler in the 1860s. That's the sort of thing I think you want to look for. It's something that people wouldn't expect someone to have kept, but now because they did, it is now valuable. So let me kind of talk a little bit about junk journaling, kind of give you a little bit of history. So the junk journaling movement was a movement where they wanted to use less. Find a use for all of the junk mail, catalogs, magazines, bits of paper that you might have had in your house that you're just going to ultimately throw away. I use some of this stuff in my glue books. So as you can see, this isn't, I haven't used the glue book much. I use it occasionally. But as you can see, I have some junk mail in there. Have another better piece. So you can just kind of see that, I'm trying to use up junk mail that comes into my house. I try not to leave any of the, addresses or anything on it. Let's see, like here's a piece of paper. Oh, here you go. So this is a piece of junk mail. Just put in here that I'm just going to glue right on top of. So that was really the junk journal movement. That's how it started. It's kind of evolved since then. It's become kind of an art form. You can still find plenty of videos where they show how to make junk journals with junk. I know Paper Outpost does a lot of stuff. And when I say junk, I'm putting it in quotes. I'm not saying like they go to the trash bin and just pull out a bunch of garbage. It's papers that have been saved, advertisements, catalogs, magazines, etc. This is where my opinion starts to come in. Most people, when they talk about ephemera, is things like stuff they've made. Like this is a tag I made. I had a big board of a big collage board, and I just put a bunch of papers on it, put a bunch of little pictures on it. This is like a superhero thing, and then I cut it out, rounded out the corners, and put it in my binder, so that way when I find a place for it in one of my books, I can just either hole punch it, or I can do a little thing, do whatever I need to do to kind of jazz it up a little bit, put it in there, and I will personally consider that ephemera. Not really ephemera, but it's like a keepsake, a memory, that sort of thing, which someone can make this into a keepsake or a memory. There's also these types of things. There's stickers, that's another thing. But there's also like these are pieces of paper. They're vintage print paper. Basically, it's just taking some pictures and some stuff that are vintage and just kind of putting them on in little scraps of paper that you can then put into your journal. You can get these on Amazon. Tim Holtz has some of this stuff. I forget which one this one is. My mom purchased these for me. Thank you, Mom. You're awesome. There's a whole bunch of them, but I pulled these two out. There's also I also consider ephemera, and this is what I think most junk journalists, when they're talking, this is the type of stuff that they're talking about. Their stuff, it's little bits of paper, little bits of things that they add to the junk journal to give it a little more flair. You know, to tuck stuff in pockets. That's mostly what I believe people are talking about when they say ephemera. Not gonna say it's everyone. Can't say it is everyone. I'm not 100% sure. So what I'm going to do is show you. So this is kind of an idea of ephemera, or what someone might be referring to as kind of like ephemera. This is a napkin from Dunkin' Donuts. My IT guy, he bought me a coffee, just surprised me with it, which was so sweet. And so in the package or the bag of coffee, there was this napkin. So I put that in there just so it was a reminder. And I do remember it. So that's kind of ephemera to me. This is, I played bingo at work, and this was the card. I mean, most people just throw that stuff out. So I have another page where it gives you kind of another idea. Sorry, this is my personal journal, so personal feelings that I may or may not want to share. So I'm just trying to kind of keep it that way, and I don't want to dox anyone either. So this actually came from some soap that my friend got me in India. It was called Jasmine. It's handcrafted Himalayan soap. I'll lift this up if I can do it. So as you can see, again, another piece of ephemera. I glued these in. Might not be what you want to do with real ephemera. If like you do have a ticket to the Woodstock or something, you probably don't want to glue it in there. You probably just want to stick it in there. Again, different types of ephemera that can be used, just so you get the idea. So that's what it is. It's basically, I think most junk journalists see it as kind of their keepsakes. Like, there's places for you to put your own ephemera in the books, in the folders, in, you know, the little tucks in the pockets. You can put, you know, your movie tickets, or you could put a card that someone sent you, or a little note that someone wrote you. You just don't know where else to put it, or you're not sure, but you just want to keep it. Or some, let's see, is this the one that has, you know, there's certain things like on this notebook right here. This is one of my old journals too. I just thought this was beautiful. I wanted to keep it. It actually came with a paint set that my husband bought me, but I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. So I wanted to keep it. I wanted it in my journal so I could see it. So that's the idea of ephemera. I hope I've explained it well, and I hope it kind of gives you an idea of what people might be talking about when they do talk about ephemera. Like I said, just basically it is, you know, pieces of paper that you have put into your notebooks that mean something to you, or, you know, could eventually, like this, you know, it could become a tag. It could be a great place you could write something down on the back, you know, about your day on here, and then now it really becomes a piece of ephemera. So I hope that explained it. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. You can, you know, put some comments in the notes that I will respond. Put some comments in the notes. Put some comments in the comments section. Ugh. Yeah. All right. Obviously, I'm having problems speaking. So if you want to make a comment, I will respond. And thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.